Of course, the radio never sounded so cool. Yes, you're right on Women Radio, WFM 91.7, and it is just a minute past 1 on your Women Radio, WFM 91.7. My name is Esther Alaribi. I hope you're having a fabulous day. Yes, today has been cold, rainy, wet. I love it because the weekend is here, and of course, you know that part where you get to, it's the weekend and everything you're doing, you're just... No worry, sis go so knack. But all in all, just ensure that whatever it is you're doing today, regardless of the fact that it's a Friday, put in your A game, because regardless of what day of the week it is, the actions that you take in different areas of your life kind of influences the kind of results that you get. My name is Esther Alaribi, and you're welcome on this amazing program where we get to discuss older women's well-being in Nigeria. Yeah. That exactly is what we're going to be talking about today. And today we have a specific focus on social connections keep older women healthy. Yes, social connections actually do keep older women healthy. I recall that there was a time when I had to visit a friend and her mom had other friends come around, and it was so amazing to see the smiles on the faces of these older ladies. You know, when women get to that age where at their menopausal stage, where you get to have like grandchildren come around, your children are having children already, and there's big mommy flying everywhere, and everybody just looks at you and just thinks, oh, she's just there to just take care of everyone else. But we're asking, who gets to actually take care of these women and remind them that regardless of whatever it is that happens, you were once a babe and always a babe you're going to be. Who allows for them to actually let their hair down sometimes and just have fun? Keep contact with friends. And that's why sometimes when I look back, I'm always trying as much as possible to be intentional with the kind of friendship that I keep, because it's not just about what you get to do today or the people you interact with today. People have had friendships that have lasted 30, 40 years, and this also would also determine how you get to enjoy this youthful, graceful age when it comes. And you also having to keep social connections and ensuring that you're able to still put your mind and soul together in shape. Once again, my name is Esther Alaribi. The phone lines are open 07000 917 917, and you can send us a text or a WhatsApp message on 070 56537 as we get to discuss social connections keep older women healthy on older women's well-being in Nigeria. And today I'm being joined in by Marianne Indioko, Program Officer, Center for Gender Economics in Africa. Good afternoon, Marianne. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon. Thank you too. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us. And I hope you already have your plans for the weekend in place already.
I do. I have a lot of plans for the weekend. I already do.
Love it. But I hope that there's rest included in these plans, because your plans might just revolve around work, and other work.
No. Certainly there's rest. There's rest.
Which is fine. Well done. Well done for all that you do for women.
Thank you.
Yes. So today, this topic, having to discuss social connections keep older women healthy. We're having to look at how emotional support from friends and family members can help older women avoid loneliness and depression, talking about the benefits of staying cognitively engaged through social activities, the importance of physical activities, having to belong to a social network, how community involvement, social interaction gets to just keep these women live longer, live healthier. And today, Marianne is going to be telling us more about what CGE Africa, that's the Center for Gender Economics in Africa, is having to do for these older women, what initiatives that they have, the roles that supportive friends and family members actually play in ensuring the emotional well-being of older women, away from just seeing them as grandma that gets to take care of every other person, but ensuring that they also stay healthy, they stay psychologically balanced, and their emotions also is in check. Ensuring that they take their health as priority and not just something to, it is when you feel down that you want to go see the doctor. So tell us, Marianne, having to talk about older women, what challenges would you say that a lot of older women face in the society? Because the one that I've just raised now is the one where everybody thinks that, oh, grandma should take care of everybody, older women should take care of every other person. Yet since they've been here, they've been on earth for a while, the wealth of experience that he carries just for them to pour in into young people, but nobody gets to talk about them or refilling them as well.
Okay. You mentioned some, but one of the key things that we intend to address today is talking about social isolation. Saying that these older women we just check on them, and most times when the children, if you want to check up on your mom now, what you check up is have you taken your medicine? Check about their safety. No one is asking them, are you okay? And checking their social connection, checking how if they are okay mentally. We're only looking after and saying, I hope you've taken your morning drugs. I'm sure if you get to talk to one or two or three persons who have spoken to their mom or their parents this morning, is to say, I hope you're taking your medication, not knowing, not checking their social well-being. How is it going? You know, so. Or what we're trying to look at this morning for me basically is to talk about their social life of the elderly people. So as we know, socialization is very essential for everyone, including me and you, but it's more especially, but it's very crucial for the older people, very, very crucial, because it's been proven that it shows that isolation can lead to a lot of things. It can lead to depression. It can lead to cognitive decline, where they suffer from dementia. And it can even lead to premature death. They die early because of social isolations. And a lot of elderly people are suffering from this isolation. They sit around all day doing nothing. And doing nothing just dulls the mind. It just makes you look like there's nothing you have to offer. So all you want to think about is, when am I just going to die? Because there's really nothing. It feels like I just sit down and take medicine. That's all I can do. So, and then there's a term that they use for these things. They call them the elder orphan. As you know, their world gets smaller as they age.
Grow older, yes.
Their world gets more smaller because they have had to leave their jobs. They have lost loved ones. Most of the elderly one, of course, they've lost their parents. They've lost their some of them have lost their elder brother or their elder sisters, and some of them have lost friends. Half of their friends are gone, so their world is smaller. They have smaller people to connect to. Some of them are even losing their children, and it can be devastating and very traumatizing. And then one thing we discover is they don't know how to go to people. Many times we have to come to them. We have to come to them and not just leave them in their own world. There's a story, I think, that happened, some years ago, where an elderly woman who was ill had to call 911. And then when she called 911, thinking they were coming for an emergency. But when they came, all she said was she needed somebody to buy groceries for her. She had not eaten for 3 days because there's no food on her fridge, and she couldn't walk. So, if she wasn't isolated, if there were people around her who knew who went visiting, because like I said, they don't come to, they finally have to come to people. We have to find a way to go to them. She wouldn't be calling 911 to come and buy groceries for her. So it was a wake-up call to say, oh, these people are really isolated. They need a connection to the outside world. And then this loneliness is one of the major causes for their health issues. Research also shows that loneliness for older people has been linked with taking about 15 sticks of cigarettes in a day. The impact that 15 sticks of cigarettes will give to you, loneliness can cause that to your health. So lonely and isolated women are more likely to decline and die faster. In fact, lonely people are more likely to engage in unhealthy characters. And then that's why you see some of them. Have you seen older people who just sit and talk to themselves?
Of course.
I don't know if you
especially for the ones who get to sit and just watch people move around. I mean, growing up, I could recall that there were some people who we used to call mama, baba, or papa in the areas, not because they were our parents or grandparents, but they have grown older, they've had children, their children don't live with them anymore. They probably just have maybe one or two people that live with them. Some don't even have. Exactly. And they just get to sit in front of their houses in the morning to watch children going to school. And sometimes you're back from school, you still meet them on that same spot. And sometimes I'm just wondering, like, don't these people do anything? And you see them very fragile. So whenever they see somebody come around, they'll keep talking to you and talking to you. There's still one that I still remember very well. Even if I go back home today, she would want to ask you about details that happened last year, just so she has somebody to keep talking to for like extended period of time. And sometimes I actually do feel guilty because I'm like, I actually have to go. I don't know how to break this conversation because I can tell that she's enjoying this one. So yes, I can understand it.
Yeah, so it makes a lot of mental breakdown. I've actually experienced it where you see them just sit in front of their house and they just talk to themselves because there's no one to talk to. So this social isolation leads to a lot of things, and we are going to grow old one day. So we don't want to see ourselves in those in that kind of situation. And so we know that there are numerous benefits to see that these people are not isolated socially, because it improves their mental and physical health, which will help reduce blood pressure. Do you know that some of these sicknesses that a lot of these women go through, down to diabetes, to heart failures, to stroke and all that, when doctors prescribe medication, their state of mind actually helps the medication work.
Yes.
The state of mind of these women actually go a large way, it's to a large extent, to see how the medication. But when they are just lonely, you give them the medication, most times it doesn't work because they're isolated, especially in this our time of this Japa syndrome going around in our time now, where young ones have to leave their parents and travel out. Most of them are just lonely. I set an example. I had to do physiotherapy some months ago, and my physiotherapy told me about a woman who he was going to see, and he said, after the therapy, the children who are not in the country had to recommend that he keeps going for therapy. She's done. He keeps going because she looks forward to him coming, because whenever he comes, that's the only opportunity she has to talk to someone, gist with someone and all that. So she looks forward to it, to say, okay, the therapy is coming. That's the time she takes her bath, gets dressed, and wait for the therapy. Because he says whenever he gets to do therapy for her, he just tells her a lot of things, talks about what's going on because she has leg issues and all that. So generally, when they are healthy, when they have people around, when we come around, when there are activities for them to do, they look forward to something. They look forward to staying alive, basically.
All right. Thank you very much, Marian, really for expanding on this conversation, really, because there's something that happens in our society. I mean, our society, as we can tell, life generally is fast-paced, whereby you're not paying attention to other people necessarily. You're not looking at the other things that get to happen in your society. You're just focused on you or the work that you do or your own life. But I'm glad that CGE Africa is having to give us an opportunity to actually spotlight these issues, because these are real issues. And we also live in a society whereby even if this older citizens, these women, try to even put themselves together to maybe want to go out and hang out, if you walk into a restaurant and you see an older woman sitting alone, you probably will be thinking, what is she doing here?
Yeah.
Forgetting that she's also human. She also needs some sort of social interaction or connection to also keep her going. But you're just going to be thinking, oh, what is she doing here? Then some other people go as far as, oh, doesn't she have children that can take care of her and all of that? And truly, I agree with you that most times when we get to call these older women, what we're asking is, oh, have you taken your medication today? Or did you go to church? Or did you go to the religious center? These are the questions. Or has this other sibling called you? Did you hear from this other person? Or how is this person's child doing? These are like the kind of conversations we have with them. Nothing to say, oh, how are you doing exactly? How exactly are you doing? And some of them also, I think the level of information that they also have also determines how they're able to express themselves. If we're being honest, Marianne, we have even young adults who struggle to express themselves. So think about the older generation who were not raised to express themselves or say things the way they want to say it, or talk about their feelings, how they genuinely feel about things. So I think this may be hard. But what do you think about having to intentionally build social network to help these women reduce these feelings of loneliness and depression?
There are countless opportunities for these older women to connect with others. There are so many ways. Joining a local seniors center or community organization, just like my organization CG has been able to do. Particularly, we've been able to create a senior women associations in some communities. I'll speak for Itedo community, for example, where these women can come together and then talk about the things that affect them, and where they can share ideas and all that. And then you come out, you see your fellow women. So one of the ways these ideas we can help these people is create communities for them where they can come out. For example, we had one of our beneficiaries from this well-being of elderly people in a community here in Lagos, who said that she looks forward to coming to one of the programs whenever we have events. It's one of the very good time of her life, because she gets an opportunity to come around and meet other people. And then she shared with us that it made her happy, looking forward to going there. Some of these are some parents. We open shops. I don't know, in Nigeria you can see where we open shops for some people open shops for their parents. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they didn't open these shops because they wanted them to make profits. It's just to connect.
Keep talking
sometimes
to people.
They don't even make profits. In fact, sometimes they end up sharing all their
exactly. I was going to say that. Exactly. Yes. So it's not about the profit for them.
Yeah. They end up sharing their sweets to the children that pass in front of the shop. But, however, it keeps their mind going, knowing that there's a place that they have a shop they are going to go and sit down. When they sit down, they count that their small money. They just look forward to somebody. Then somebody pass and say, "Hello, Mama, good morning," or "Hello, Baba, good afternoon." They feel they belong somewhere. And then people come to supply things. They say, "I want 1 crate of Coke." Sometimes it's not about profit. It's just an opportunity for them to connect to the outside world. So I will also encourage people. One of the socializing ideas, if you have a place where you can put a place for them to sell something, no matter how small, give them an opportunity to, because it connects them to the outside world. And then maybe take a class or a workshop for health and wellness classes, where they can express themselves. They too have things to offer. Some of them have been able to manage their health. Let them have a place where they can also share their experiences, where they can teach about their what they are taking to be where they are. Some of them are very fit. So give them an opportunity, create workshops. If you have places in your community where there's a workshop, where there's a class, let them get involved. Get them involved in local community activities. If in your community they're discussing something, make sure that mama, don't make them look like they are not important. Mrs. This, is she here? Call them out. And then when you ask them, they know that, okay, I actually have something to contribute. I actually have something to say. I remember growing up, one of my my neighbor, we used to call him White Hair when we were growing up. Okay. When we were coming back from school, he would call us to bring our books. He used to teach us mathematics. For him, that was a way to kill, to kill boredom, or to bring himself out, Participate in a hobby or interest-based group. What they like to do, religious gatherings. Let them partake in religious gatherings. If whether you're a Christian or you're a Muslim or whatsoever, but let them have a place where they go to. And if they're in church, if they're in mosques, engage them. There are a lot of women groups in church. Some of them say, when they come to gossip. Let them come and gossip together.
Let them talk.
Keeps them alive.
Yeah.
At least when they come, they talk. Oh, this person this, oh, this person that. They know that there's something to talk about. They look forward to something. So when you find them in this religious group, this women group, bring them, recognize them, let them even do something to their capacity that they can do. When they don't come, call them. We didn't see you today, or what happened? Check on them. Visit them. Allow them volunteer for a cause that they are passionate about, or something that they are passionate about. Some of them are passionate about their environment. Some of them are passionate about the health and well-being of other or younger children. Mm-hmm. Give them an opportunity to participate for such kind of causes. Invite them to your houses. like I said when I started this, I said that somebody find it difficult to come to you. Yeah. Invite them. When Mama, we find akara today, we'll come and take akara. We made tea. If you do one, twice, they feel connected, they will come. When you're going shopping, take them to grocery stores. Tomorrow don't even know what's happening in this grocery store.
Exactly.
Even make them pay, if possible. Mama, don't worry, pay. Let them be able to pick their own thing. Do you like this? Do you like this? It just keeps them healthy. It just keeps them alive.
I think I like this particular part that you just raised about allowing them pick what they want. So I realized that when people grow older, the younger people in their lives are now the one making all of the decisions for them, making choices for them. So Mama says she wants this, but all of the children are saying, no, you cannot have this. It is this one you're going to have. Yes, I know that the children are speaking from a place of maybe they have more information or they're also concerned for Mama, but nobody is listening to what Mama actually wants for herself. Can we begin to allow for some grounds of compromise to say, okay, this is what you want. Maybe you can have this today, then tomorrow you have this one. I think it will make them feel like they still have their own autonomy. They're still there. That's why sometimes, this particular conversation, I'm indifferent about postpartum care and your mother coming over to take care of you. It's what is obtainable in our society though. But I'm also thinking, this is a woman who's lived all her life taking care of people, having children, raising them. Now you as her daughter or daughter-in-law, you have your own baby. You still want this same woman who has gone through all of these experiences to still come and still take care of you again. I'm not saying that they should not. I'm not saying they should not be allowed to participate in all, but let's give them some kind of grounds. Like maybe you can take a back seat. Yes, tell us what to do. Guide us on what to do. You don't have to be up and doing. Sometimes you go to some houses where there's a new baby at 6 a.m. Mama is up trying to make food for everybody. I'm like, even Mama needs rest too. She doesn't need all of this stress because she's done with childbearing. All she just wants to do now is just watch you all do your thing.
Yeah. So there are just numerous ways for we to engage these older women. There are numerous ways. Like I mentioned, I like to take them for grocery shopping. My mom loves it. If you take her for grocery shopping, she loves it. She just wants to go around and look at the shop. And because this really didn't happen in their own time. So they have an opportunity. They used to go to the market. They don't want to carry basket and go to the market. Now they have an opportunity to walk in the store, and then there's AC and make you comfortable. So basically, there are many ideas we can explore to engage the older women so that they don't feel. And then let them know on time. Mommy, I'll be taking you out tomorrow. I'll take you out tomorrow. I'm looking forward to come and pick you out tomorrow. So they look forward to it. Yeah, so that's it.
Thank you very much, Marianne, really, for this conversation. It makes a lot of sense that we're having this, and big thanks to the Center for Gender Economics in Africa for raising this one and ensuring that we do not get to forget our senior citizens in the country, and also having to ensure that there's some level of social connections and network being made available for them. In case you're just joining us, 24 minutes past 1 on Your Women Radio 91.7, and it is Older Women's Wellbeing in Nigeria. My name is Esther Laribi, and we're spotlighting social connections keep older women healthy. And yes, Marianne Indioko, Program Officer, Center for Gender Economics in Africa, is having to tell us exactly what is being done. And this program is being sponsored by ActionAid Nigeria and sponsored by Global Affairs Canada. Definitely, this different issues that were spotlighted and highlighted here, it just gets to show you how we have organizations who are actually concerned about the well-being of women, because it's not every day we get to have conversations like this. And bigs up to ActionAid and Global Affairs Canada for supporting this cause, enabling CG Africa to be able to do this. Now, as takeaways from this conversation, Marianne, what would you say to that woman who is out there who is thankful for such a conversation and looking at, okay, what can I do in my space to ensure that I do not lose touch with reality, I do not lose this social connection?
I wanted to bring up the aspect of intergenerational relationship, which is a vital aspect of socializing for older women. This relationship provides a sense of purpose and belonging. I thought about it. Intergenerational relationship is, from their experiences, from their wisdom. We say that something when they used to tell us that what you will stand to see, if what they stand to see, even when you climb up, you cannot see them. So what I'm going to say to people who are listening to this, not to lose their church, is find your place. There are mentoring programs that you can go. There are things that they used to love doing while they were growing up. Find those places and then mentor young ones. Even in schools, our primary schools, for example, today, our secondary schools, we talked to them about history, about what have happened. Me and you were not there during the Biafra War. Mm-hmm. We were not there when about women fought their riots. These women experiences firsthand. We are only saying from the stories that we heard. Can we give these women an opportunity to tell their stories to these young ones? Now, in fact, today over the radio, I was hearing that they want to make history a mandatory course for everybody. History for everyone to do as you study. And then these people have first-hand of information of this. Let the schools be able to create an opportunity. Probably something in your school calendar, grandma day or something. Let this grandma come to the classrooms and then share their experiences. These children are excited to hear this kind of very beautiful stories. Tell us about what happened in time past, where we are now. They say to address the future, most times you have to know what happened in the past.
Exactly.
So they know these things. Give them first-hand time to come and share their experiences. Family gatherings and traditions. When you gather families, let them take the first seat. Things like when you do this a yam festival, and then you have them do their blessings. Mm-hmm. You have them come and tell us what happened in the time and what we're doing differently now. Engage them. Let them engage in community events and activities. Don't stay isolated. If your communities are doing something, come out if you can. Let them tell stories. Gather your children and let them gather their children in their neighborhood, tell them stories, and let us find maybe a history project where we make these people, we make these elderly women, give them the platform to tell them in any language, even if they cannot speak English, let there be somebody there to interpret this story, So what I would advise people, don't stay isolated. Mm-hmm. There are things you used to do when you were growing up. We want to hear. Yeah. We want to be particular. We want to see them. We want to hear them. So there's room for them to actually showcase themselves.
Thank you very much, Maria. And really, I really wish we could just go on and on with this conversation, really, because there's so much to actually unpack. That's why I'm glad when I get to see social events for women, say like the August meeting for people in the Southeast. You get to see them come together. They bring out like the best of their rappers out, because it is the time for them to connect with other like minds. It's time for them to talk about the issues that actually concern them. In as much as we have you say women generally, but when it comes to like segmentation, the issues that I probably will be dealing with as a young woman would not be the same issues that a 65-year-old woman will be dealing with, and she might not necessarily be able to understand the issues I am going through, and I might not be able to understand hers as well. But when we start having such conversations where we are rubbing minds, it is giving me an insight into what her life is like and what I should expect or how to plan ahead. And she also, listening to me or engaging me, also gives her an idea of what is currently going on, what is on trend, what is obtainable now. So it kind of helps her stay in touch with, I know where I'm coming from and what is obtainable in today's time. So it makes a lot of sense, really. Well done. Thank you for all that you do at CG Africa, because this makes a lot of sense, having to bring these women together and ensure that they are able to connect with other women and have interactions.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maria, and do have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Yes, and have an amazing weekend.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. There we have it. Our guest, Marianne Indioko, Program Officer at the Center for Gender Economics in Africa, sharing her thought on social connections keep older women healthy. And really, from this insightful conversation, you can really tell that a lot has been said, and there is need for us also to ensure that we get to pay attention to the older women in our community. And thanks to Action Aid Nigeria and Global Affairs Canada for giving support to CGE Africa for making this conversation happen. And trust me, the words that we get to talk about here do not just end here. Let's take them away, implement them in our lives. So when next you call your mother or your father, don't just ask them, oh, have you taken your medication? Have you eaten? When are you going to church? And all of that. No. ask them how exactly they are doing. Ask them how they are doing for them particularly. So there you have it, all of the information that you need, and I hope that you're able to spend this weekend to do something better, do something bonding, something that can help you bond with your parent, the older people in your life. Like, it makes a lot of difference. It does, and you can tell because it also helps them and also improves their overall health and well-being. My name is Esther Laribe. Thanks to Oroluwa Olabi and to the executive producer Tom Okiwale Shonaya. Thank you very much. And yes, it is still Women Radio, WFM 91.7, as we get to bring you some more insightful conversation as we go on today, and also giving you the best of tunes, amazing music all the way. Good afternoon.